Now, cancer and the treatment actually can change the way you are eating, definitely. Initially, when you start your treatment, you have gone through a really tough time. Yes or no? Yeah. I think now you're expert already how to manage your own self, right? Okay. And it will affect the way your body tolerates to certain food. Even sometimes the food which is your favorite food will become your disliked food. Right or not? Very true, right? Okay. And the nutrients needs for people with cancer is vary from person to person. That's why most of the time when you initiate with your treatment, your doctors will show you some of the different ways that you can boost up your nutrition or even refer to a dietitian. How many see a dietitian before? None? What is the importance of good nutrition? First thing, we have to see what are the purpose actually we focus on nutrition. Then you feel better. When you have enough energy, you will feel better. Keep up your strength and energy to move around. That is the most important things we want you to live as normal as possible. That is one thing. And maintain a weight and also your body store of nutrients. Better toleration with the side effects of your treatment. Currently, yours is still on treatment, right? Definitely, right? If not, you won't be here, okay? Lower the risk of infections. If say like you need to go for an episode of chemo, okay? That is a time that your immune system will come down. So we have to base on the nutrition to boost up your immune system and to take some prevention steps to reduce the risk of infections from foodborne disease. Okay? And finally, to heal and recover better. Now, what is the meaning of eating well? Just now, you eat well or not? What you had just now? What you had? Me? Nasi lemak? Okay, actually nasi lemak also can be eating well. Don't worry of that, okay? Now, eating well means eating a variety of food, okay? Not like because of you have this problem and then you can only go on organic food, you can only go on vegetarian, no such things actually, okay? So then we have nutrients that need to provide your body to fight the cancer. Now, so we will look into what are the nutrients that needed, macronutrients and micronutrients. Now, macronutrients means come from carbohydrates, protein, fat, which these are the nutrients that you need in more large amount, okay, which consists most part of your diet. Okay, now micronutrients means from vitamins and mineral. Okay, now carbohydrates, you all definitely have carbohydrates just now. What are the carbohydrates just now that will give you energy to listen to me? I still got biscuits, cookies, right? So is that a carbohydrates? Yes, okay. That is a source of carbohydrates that gives you energy. Now we need 50 to 55%. Okay, now types of carbohydrates, actually you get two types. One is simple carbohydrates and another one is complex carbohydrates. Both you had just now. Now simple carbohydrates can come from sugar. Okay, that is simple carbohydrates, one of the source. Honey, okay, fruits and milk will come from here, simple carbohydrates. Then you have your complex carbohydrates just now. Okay, it will come from your grains group, cereals group, rice, noodles, bread, all these come from complex carbohydrates. Okay? Now, how about protein? Now, you need protein to build up your tissues, the cells that you already kill off throughout your treatments. Okay? Now, so when body doesn't get enough protein, what will happen? Some of the patients, actually my patient, when they diagnose cancer, they not eat any protein. No fish, no chicken, no meat, egg also cannot, everything also cannot, can only go on veggie. So you know what happened? My patient albumin dropped until 12. Very edematous because no protein in the body already. Okay, so you still need some degree of protein. If you're scared of it, say like example chicken, you can go for others, you know. Okay, so you can go for your fish. Now, so if don't have enough protein, whatever things you eat, it will not, let's say, or not sufficient. So your body will become weaker. Okay, your immune system will be difficult to get healed faster. Okay, or control better. Now, so what are the sources of protein? Now, you can get from fish, chicken. If some of you don't like to have it, don't worry. I'm not forcing you to eat. You can go for fish. Even beans, you can good source of protein. Tofu, eggs, and also dairy products. Okay? Now, how about fat? The third macronutrients. Now, it is a source of essential fat. You have your PUFA, MUFA all with you. Later we go into detail on it. Okay? And fat actually is a good source for your energy, simpanan punya energy. Okay? And it also helps you to translate your vitamins to your other body parts. Let's say you have lots of the vitamins from veggie and fruits, but you have none of the fat in the diet. It will not help your vitamins to be absorbed in the body. You still need some fat. Okay? Now, recommended intake will be 25 to 30%. Okay. Now, and focus on, later we'll go in detail for saturated fat, how much we can have for saturated fat. And these are the sources of fat, example from peanut butter, your oil and fat that you have in the cooking, nuts and seeds, and avocado. Now, vitamins and minerals, mostly you need a small amount only. Mainly we come from natural food like vegetables and fruits. Okay? Now, how to get a complete balanced meal? If too confused just now, I don't know what is carbohydrate, I don't know what is protein, I don't know what is fat. Now, look into your plates, how it should be. Now, 1/4 of it should be starch. That means cereals like pasta, rice, bread, potatoes, or your rice, okay? So you have your rice here, example. And then 1/4 will be your protein. Okay, your meat, fish, your egg, your nuts. So let's say you have a piece of fish here. And half plate will be your vegetable sources. Okay, so this plate will give you a quite balanced nutrients, but we have something missing. What? Tak tahu. Where is another source of vitamins and mineral? Your fruits. Okay, so this will be a good meal for you, a good, complete and balanced meal. So 1/4 will be your cereals, your rice, noodles, or your potatoes, if let's say eating Western diet. Then 1/4 will be your protein. Let's say you have 1 palm size of your fish or chicken, okay, 1 piece. And half plate will be your vegetables. And add on with 1 fruits. Easy, right? Not so complicated. Not carbohydrates, protein, don't know what it is. Okay? Now, so how you move on with the treatment or after the treatment? How many of you is after the treatment? No. Still on treatment after? After, okay, good. Now, what we need to know is still based on the principle of how you become a healthier person. Now, first thing, we look into your weight, whether your weight is normal or not. Let me screen 2. Normal? Not normal? Then we make healthier choices by eating healthy diets. So this is the main part of the presentation today. And how you can cope with some nutritional problems related to your side effects of your treatment. Okay? Now, how we stay at healthy weights? How we know whether it's healthy or not? You're laughing already. But I don't see you is underweight, which is good. Okay, I don't think anyone of you is underweight. Okay, how we know the weight is healthy or not? We would like to see your BMI. Okay, so we need the data. We need to know your weight in kg and height. So this is a formula that you can calculate for your BMI. Okay, example, if your weight is 60 kg and 1.6 meter height, so the BMI calculated is 23.4. Example, okay, you can calculate your own self. You can now with your calculator or handphone. You don't know already. Do you want some time to calculate? 1 minute. It's good to know, actually. Don't be afraid to know. Overweight, underweight, or how is it? Overweight. Overweight. Done? Is it done? Okay, let's see. Now, if this BMI of 23.4, what it means? Okay. Now, this is based on clinical practice guideline of management of obesity for Malaysia. Now, the normal range of BMI actually is 18.5 to 22.9. Are you all within the range? Yes? Yes? Okay. Now, for cancer patients, actually, we don't want them to lose too much of weight. Okay? So we would like them to at least from 18.5 to 25. Okay, not to be too thin. Because when you're too thin, actually body becomes weaker. Okay? So even they keep up to 25 is still okay. Some of you will have the treatment that make your weight go up. Okay? So still, you can maintain that weight, BMI of 25. No problem. Don't worry, you need to go back to 22.9. Not necessary. 25 is still a safe range. Okay? So, okay, just now, if say like we see, obese will be more than 27.5 of BMI. So difficult to remember, right? Okay, I give you a figure that easier. Not more than 25. If you're at 30, that means you're in trouble. Okay? So just remember these two figures. Okay, BMI not more than 30. If still less than that, I still can close one eye when I see my patient. I will encourage them to go back to 25. Okay? Now, how we can apply healthy eating? Now, so this healthy eating habits actually is based on your choices of food, which have to be wise enough in choosing a variety of food, balance and moderation. Not to say that food is your favorite and then you can eat more and more and more. Okay? You can't be just eating vegetables like that. No. Okay? Now, so still the first principle, you still need to eat regularly. Fixed and regular meal times will be best for you. Okay? Don't be so forgetful and then you're very busy and then you skip lunch or skip dinner. Just now who said this is brunch? That means you skip what? What you skipping? Your breakfast. How you start your energy with your first session? I wonder. Sleeping just now, is it? Are you sleeping just now without any food? So now your brunch actually you had so much already. Later can you eat lunch or not? What you have for lunch? Ah, buffet. Later I'll see you what you're eating. Okay, now, so actually, basically there are 8 tips to share for a healthy eating diets. Now, I go one by one. First one, we limit unhealthy fats and cholesterol. Now, this is the guide that given by the American Heart Association that saturated fat, we focus on few things, saturated fat, trans fat, and cholesterol. Now, saturated fat should be less than 7% of your total calories intake. Okay, trans fat should be less than 1%, and cholesterol should limit not more than 300 milligrams. Okay, if you're having high cholesterol problem, not more than 200 milligrams. Okay, let's go in detail. Because these are figures I don't want to know. I want to know what I can eat only, right? Okay, now, where the cholesterol come from? Now, cholesterol only come from animal sources. It won't come from plant sources. Get it? That means when you buy your vegetable oil, let's say you buy palm oil, buy the sunflower oil, whatever, they will write there no cholesterol. Why? Definitely no, because they come from plant sources. Okay, cholesterol only come from animal sources. Okay, now, so the food which is rich in cholesterol will be internal organ. Okay, I don't think you're there to eat now. Anyone eating? Ah, good. Okay, still got people eat. Because some of my patients, when they have diagnosed cancer, everything also don't want to eat. All these internal organs, definitely they don't eat already. You still can eat actually, but it's a small piece. When you eat it, a small piece, like 1 tablespoon like that, is fine, no problem. Okay? Don't eat too much at one go. Now, where else you get your cholesterol, which is rich in cholesterol? Egg yolk. Is egg yolk bad? Is egg yolk bad? I put its source of cholesterol. Is it bad? Huh? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? Good. Now, egg yolk, if you eat in moderation, it won't be bad. Basically, 1 egg will provide you about 250 milligrams of cholesterol. Just now I said how much you can have it, not more than 300. When you have 1 egg a day and other food like chicken or fish that you're not having the high cholesterol food sources, you're not exceeding, it's fine. You still can have 1 egg per day, no problem. Okay, so it's still good. Actually, egg yolk is a good source, you know, a good source of protein. When my patient is having problem with the albumin low and with the protein is very low, we need to boost up the intake. Actually, we base on eggs. Okay, we can give them up to 2 egg yolks per day, no problem. But the egg white, we give 6 to 7. Okay, so don't be afraid to taking egg, no problem. Okay, remember the moderation? This is the words. Now, shellfish also will be a source of the high cholesterol. Okay? Now, if anyone you're taking shellfish? Now, shellfish, you can have it. How many biji? My patient will ask me how many biji. Let's say they want to eat the kerang and all that. I say, okay, you count 20. 20. That means roughly you have 2 to 3 tablespoons only when they cook the kerang sambal. You can, but not too much. Okay? If you have the shellfish that day, you don't have any other things which is high in cholesterol. Just remember that. Okay, but then for this type of food, when you are under treatment of chemo, some of the time when your immune system is a bit down, so be careful on this. I would advise not to during that period of time. Okay, we're scared of the toxin that will cause the food infection diseases. Okay, seafood. Enjoy seafood in Malaysia. Yes, right. Anyone from Sabah? Or KL? Anyone from Sabah? Oh, Sabah got very good seafood. Okay, now, so say like if you like to enjoy seafood, no problem, 2 or 3 prawns, and you don't take the prawns head. Okay, prawns head, the head, that will give you more cholesterol. But that is the most delicious part, right? Then I told my patient, okay, you take one, other than that you don't take, okay? Actually, you can, nothing to say which food cannot. It just depends on how you adjust to it in moderation, okay? Now, so after cholesterol, we have to look into saturated fat. Now, where saturated come from? Now, saturated fat will come from both animal and plant sources, okay? Why saturated fat is so bad that we have to restrict more than 7% of the total calories? Because saturated fat, if the amount of intake is too high, that will increase your bad cholesterol, okay, which is LDL cholesterol, okay? Now, these are the sources of saturated fat that come from animal sources, where mostly is animal skin and the fat part, okay? It will come from the whole milk product like full cream milk, fresh milk, cheese will come from here, okay? Now, if come from plant sources, that will mostly come from your coconut-based product, coconut milk. Oh, sorry. Okay, curry dishes, masak lemak dishes, okay? Your kuih, just now, do you have any kuih with santan? I didn't have the time to go around and check just now. I was late. Did you have yet? Later, if you eat with me for lunch, you will see what I eat actually. Want to sit with me and have lunch? I will eat everything actually, I tell you. You don't think tradition don't eat what tradition will eat? Okay, we eat, we do eat, okay? Now, then about trans fat. Now, trans fat, we need to limit not more than 1% from our total calories intake, where mostly it comes from margarines, shortenings, and the product they make with these two sources. Now, why trans fat is so bad? Actually, it's even worse than saturated fat, okay? It will definitely increase your LDL cholesterol, your bad cholesterol. Okay, now, other than how you detect whether the food got trans fat or not, okay? You have to see whether the sauce is made from margarine, shortening, especially like cookies and baked pastry and all that, you will definitely have margarine and shortening. Just now you have cookies, right? I saw got cookies, right? That will be a source of trans fat. You can have, but not too much, okay? Few pieces a day is fine, okay? And choose better fat. I said this fat not good, that fat not good, what to eat or nothing to eat already. You still need your fat. You will come from your monounsaturated fat and polyunsaturated fat. You will see that this is MUFA, M-U-F-A, in your food label, or PUFA, P-U-F-A. Okay, now these are the sources of MUFA and PUFA: olive oil, canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower oil. Any oil you can use for cooking, no problem. These are the oil that are a bit expensive. You can use back your ordinary palm oil, like Red Eagle lah, Knife brand lah, Saji lah, and all this. You still can use, no problem, because you won't be using a lot. Okay, no problem on that. Just bear in mind, if you're using this oil like corn oil, sunflower oil, all that, don't use for deep frying. Though I say it's good, but it's not stable for deep frying. Okay, because the smoke point is very low. You know what is smoke point? Okay, you all do cooking, right? So you put the kuali, and then you put the oil, and then after you on the fire, then after that, you do other things, then you see the oil come out what? Smoke. Right, the asap will come out. Now that will break the smoke point already. Now when the smoke point, that means too high temperature for the oil, so it becomes toxic. So it's not meant for deep frying. If you go for pasar malam, what you see? What oil they use? Black oil, recycle already. Now that is definitely very bad actually, because recycle the oil. Smoke point is definitely been broken already. Okay, so that's why we never recycle any oil for cooking. Okay, and because of that, we will discourage the buying of the food that you can see the pasar malam how black it is, the oil. How many times recycle, I don't know. Okay. Now, tips number 2, we go for low-fat sources. It's still healthy eating. Even you're on treatment or any other, when you're a healthy person also, you still go for low in fat. Now, so we look for the protein which is lower in fat, which is like fish, your legumes and beans, tofu, skim milk. And if said like you would like to have beef and lambs, can, no problem. Now, these are the parts that is leaner. Okay, when you buy this part, which is leaner. Okay, and lamb, we can have the sirloin chop, you can have the shank. These are leaner part. Okay, and don't forget to remove any skin. Why? From the animal sources, like chicken, remove the skin. Why? Because that will be a source of saturated fat. Wow, what is it? Okay. Now, so we will try to trim off any visible fat from the meat also. And avoid this part, chicken wings and chicken feet. Very nice to eat. That's the best part. When you have one chicken wings, how? Source of saturated fat. Okay, now some of the patients will ask me, cannot meh? I say, okay lah, once a while. Like 1 month once, one enough like that. Okay, but remember that day you can't go on high-fat food already. If you have one chicken wing, you can't have fried kway teow on that day. You can't have nasi lemak on that day. That means you have to give and take. Because your body calculation account close daily. Okay? Your body account actually close daily, you know. Whatever you eat for that day, in and out actually they close account. If you every time positive balance in your body, what will happen? Your cholesterol will accumulate, your fat accumulate. So it may lead to atherosclerosis, deposits of the fatty plaques in your blood vessel. Some of my patients said, never mind lah, once a while, enjoy, then I have 3, 4, 5 like that. No, because that account will become positive already. No, deposit more already. So that is not the way. Just moderate amount, okay? Now, so if you see fat, now 1 teaspoon of fat or oil actually will give you 5 grams of the fat. Okay. Now, so actually our requirement is about 35 to 50 grams per day. So that means you will roughly need about 8 teaspoons of fat per day. Wow, how to calculate, huh? Okay, see. Now, these are some examples of food. Okay, if you have nasi lemak, how many spoons of oil that day? Today you're having 2, 4, 6, 7. Wow. Curry puff? 2. Fried rice? Fried rice? See, 5. If you have 1 plate. Just now I said how many teaspoons? 8, right? Well, when you have 1 of these, I don't know how you achieve your day. Now let's see how we can reduce. If they say you compare roti telur, you have about 3 teaspoons of oil there. Okay? Now if you take chapati, it's only less, about half teaspoon of oil. So a better choice. Okay? Now curry puff. Just now you said curry puff, right? 3 teaspoons. What you can eat? If you want healthier choices, you can have, let's say, example, popiah basah, about 1 teaspoon. Okay? Now, so these are the food which we will encourage you to minimize the intake, like fried rice, fried meat, nasi lemak, chicken rice, burger, pizza. All these actually you can have, but you don't have all these at one day. Okay? 1 week once or twice like that, but that day you don't have any other thing which is high when you have 1 item from here. You can. Actually, human is born to enjoy food and enjoy life one, you know. If say like you restrict so much, what is in your life? Right or not? Actually, be frank, I do enjoy food and enjoy life one, you know. Right? Why we are here? We just born to work and earn money, is it? No, actually we have to enjoy your life because you see stress level is the one that kill you most, you know. Like in cancer patient and all that. Stress is the one that really can't help you. You see, I will encourage my patient, if they want to enjoy food, come on, we see how we adjust the level. Because if I restrict so much, this one cannot, my patient will be definitely very stressed. I say, come on, doctor, I can't eat anything, I'm very stressed, you know. That will kill them more, okay? So I rather they enjoy, we give and take, we negotiate. So which are the things you can, how much is the amount? Okay, this is the thing. Okay. Now, What else? The puff pastry because it's high in trans fat. Okay, fried kueh because of the recycled oil. Okay, kueh with coconut sauces like the santan because of the saturated fat. Okay, ice cream, roti canai chips, all these are high in the fat. Okay, now, so wiser in choosing, if said like you go to Mama, we choose thosai, nan ke, plain thosai, plain thosai, or thosai bawang still can. Okay, not ghee thosai, okay. Roti canai, roti bom, telur, all these are high in the fat. Oh, I got half an hour more only, right? Okay, go a bit faster. Okay, now if say like we see a curry mee compare versus beef bihun soup, you can see the fat is so much different. You still can go for your curry mee 1 week once as a choice, okay? But don't drink the curry soup. That is a culprit actually. Curry soup, the soup there, okay? Because it's full source of coconut milk, okay? Now, okay, laksa lemak and laksa Penang, what is the difference? Lemak got coconut milk, okay? Laksa Penang, they don't have the coconut milk. So, if you really want to have laksa lemak, don't drink the soup also, okay? Okay. Now, tips number 3, we have to focus on vegetables and fruits, definitely, because this is source of vitamins and mineral. Eat a variety. Later I'll see who will go for the salad bar and have some variety of vegetables. Okay? And now, now vegetables, how will be the consumption like? It should be at least 3 servings a day, where 1 cup of uncooked vegetables, let's say like salad, ulam, okay, will be as 1 serving. Or half cup of cooked vegetables like this will be 1 serving. Okay, so it's very simple. When you have the scoop like this, you go for economy rice, you scoop, right? 1 scoop, not too heap, that will be about half cup of the vegetables. So that's why we encourage you to have 2 scoop of that. That will full of your half plate. That will give you 1 cup of the vegetable at least. Then you will have 2 serving there. Go that one for lunch and then another one for dinner. So easily you can hit. Will be 4 serving of vegetables per day. Okay? Not too difficult, right? No need to remember cup. Just remember to scoop. Okay? Now eat a variety of the fruits. Okay? Where this is all as 1 serving, like 1 apple or 1 orange, 1 slice of papaya, like 1 ringgit 20 cent slice, or sometimes 150 slice, okay, will be 1 serving. So you need 2 servings a day, which means that will be your desserts for your lunch ke, dinner ke, that will be 2 servings, okay? Now tips number 4, we have to go for higher fiber food. So how much fiber actually you need? You need 20 to 30 grams of the fiber. Okay, I believe now you guys' diet should be high in fiber already, right? Right? Okay. Now, how to achieve 20 to 30 grams of the fiber? Now, these are the food sources that we have to focus on: vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains product. So, vegetables, you need at least 3 to 5 servings a day. Fruits, you need 2 servings, as just now I got your. Legumes, at least 1 serving, and whole grains, at least 1 serving. That means 1 source of your bread, noodles, all that should be high in fiber, wholemeal or whole grains. Okay? Now, so these are the sources which is high in the fiber, whole grains product, like wholemeal or whole grains bread, brown rice, muesli, oats, wholemeal crackers, wholemeal biscuits, okay? And you can have a lot of commercial product now in the market actually, which is higher in the fiber. So many in the market. I'm not advocating any product, okay? Not any brand, okay? So which one is higher in the fiber? If you read the label, this is bran with wheat germs, honey wholemeal. Have you all seen this? Yes, right? But which color you choose? Your favorite color? Huh? Whole grains? This one whole grains. So these 2, this one, which one? Green one. Any one of you choose the purple one? Okay, now if you see here, along this, actually if you read from the label whole grains will be high in fiber, whole grains, compared to wholemeal. Okay, now this one will be a lowest in the fiber, but it's higher compared to white bread. Okay, now the highest one will be these 2, because of the whole grains. Okay, you can read from the label. Okay? Now, so what else you can do? You can add in for your diets. Now, these are the whole grain sources like flax seeds, pearl barley, very good in the soluble fiber especially, buckwheat millets. Now all these you can add in where? Your rice. If you're taking your brown rice, you can add in and you boil it together. Anyone having this? God, don't have. You can try, actually. You can get this from the organic part of the supermarket. And then every time you just take like a small, about 2 teaspoons of it, if for 2 person, to add in. And then after you boil it together. So I will have patients to come and tell me they are eating hamster food. Because hamster food also look like this. Okay? Now you can start, actually, which one would be a better toleration? You can start with millet or buckwheat. Because these two, you won't have taste or not so hard. Okay? If you buy pearl barley or oats, it will be a bit hard. Maybe you need to soak for half an hour first. Okay? Flax seeds, some of them will have undigestion problem. They can't digest and come out as it is. I do have patients like that. So what I would ask them to do is, you can blend the flax seeds, make it into powder. You can add into your drinks. You can buy the flax seeds and then you blend it, make it into powder. Put in your drinks like your Milo, your oats. You still can add in. Okay? Now, how we increase fiber? Okay, so instead of white rice, we're taking brown rice. Okay, instead of rice porridge, we take oat porridge. Okay, oat porridge can be savory one, right? Can, with ikan bilis soup, you still can make your oat porridge. Okay, wholemeal bread, wholemeal crackers, fresh fruits instead of the kueh as snacks. Okay, chapati will be higher in fiber compared to roti canai. Why? Because they use atta flour. Atta flour is high in fiber. If at home you want to make some dumplings on yourself, you can try atta flour other than whole wheat flour. Okay. Instead of having fried tofu, you can have stuffed tofu with more vegetables. Instead of fruit juice, you have the fruits that will retain the fiber consumption. Okay. Now, tips number 5, sugar intake. How? Now, 1 teaspoon of sugar. Just now you have how many sachet of sugar? Sachet, right? Just now. 1 sachet is how many teaspoons of sugar? You, so quiet already. Feeling guilty, is it? Okay, now 1 sachet normally about 1 teaspoon. Okay, now 1 teaspoon of sugar will give you 20 calories. Okay, now if you're putting on weight, then beware of the sugar intake. Now actually the recommendation of sugar should not more than 8 teaspoons a day. Where nowadays actually WHO, the World Health Organization, is considering to recommend not more than 5 teaspoons a day. Do you all know how many teaspoons of Malaysian taking as average when they did the study? 26. Yeah lah, just now how many sachet you're putting? 2, right? Later lunch, what you have? Juice, ice cream. Afternoon tea time, another teh tarik. Teh tarik, how many teaspoons of sugar there? Easily 4. Depends on shop. Huh? Kurang gula pun ada 2-3. Kan? Okay? Now, so that's why we limit the intake of these high sugar sources, like carbonated drink. It gives you calories and sugar, but none of the benefits actually is giving you. So I'm very against, like nowadays, the parents are having all this for the kids. You can see in the restaurant, easily they're drinking 100 plus, right? 100 plus actually you don't need for ordinary person. Maybe sports athlete after a very vigorous exercise, yes, maybe you need because of the electrolyte replenishment. But normally you don't need that actually. Okay? Fruit juices, cordial, teh tarik, cendol, ABC, all these will be higher in the sugar. Okay? Want to ABC's cendol? Okay lah, share with your kawan. Then you won't have so much culprit in you. Donut, chocolate, sweetened kueh. Now 1 piece of the sweetened kueh, let's say like kueh dalam, how many teaspoons of sugar? 1 piece, ordinary piece, kueh dalam. Or kueh lapis? 2 or 3 easily. Okay, for the sugar there. Okay, now if you see here, Coca-Cola or apple fruit drink, you see how many teaspoons of sugar in 1 bottle? Where you can easily to get from vending machine. Right, okay, this is very famous actually. I do have a lot of patients drinking because they say this is fruit drink, which is good. Fruits give you more vitamins. I said wrong. You will have more sugar there only. Actually, this is not considered as one of the good source of vitamins and minerals. It never gives you so much of the vitamins and minerals there. It only gives you sugar. Okay? Now, if you compare orange juice drink and orange juice, this is ordinary one. this is no sugar, no added sugar, you will still see the sugar there when they process actually. Okay, even no added sugar. Okay? Soya bean, less sugar, and the ordinary one is just less 1 teaspoon. 1 or 2 teaspoons only. You still have the sugar there. So what is the best? Plain water. Or you can ask for kurang manis, okay? Now, so we still have to read the label for hidden sugar. Some of the time you read it as sucrose, glucose, maltose, corn maize syrup, honey. All this actually will give you sugar. It's still source of sugar there, okay? Now, so this is number 6, we look into salt. Now, some of you all may have the edema problem. Do you all have a fluid intention problem? Bengkak air. Some have, right? Okay. Now, this is a time that we have to really restrict your sodium intake, the salt intake. Now, so salt intake, how much you can have for ordinary person? Not more than 1 teaspoon a day. Your 1 day allocation, 1 teaspoon of salt. Actually, not so much, you know. Okay. Even you use. Okay, I do have patient come back to me and say they're using the what salt you're using? Sea salt, rock salt, Himalayan mountain salt. What else? Bamboo salt. Got heard before? They do have in the market actually, you know. So are they salt? They are still salt, but some of the salt actually they replace the sodium with potassium. Okay, the sodium is just a bit lower only. They still got the sodium there. Okay, still not too much. So sources of sodium we come from mainly salt. Okay, you come from the flavoring agents also, like soya sauce and all these. Now, so some of the additives actually will give you sodium or salt also. MSG, the famous one, Ajinomoto, chicken stock, ikan bilis stock, all these you will have the MSG there, is monosodium glutamate. Okay? And sometimes the preservative or antioxidants, baking soda, all this will give you sodium. Okay. Now, so what are the things that's high in sodium? Salted egg, salted fish, pickles. Some of the time when you feel nausea, what you have? Pickles. Can or cannot? Can. Actually can, no problem. Because that will help you to ease your problem, and then you can eat much better. So just in moderation is fine, no problem. Take 1 or 2 bg of the pickles, sour plum, that is fine, no problem. Okay? But not ordinary, like you sitting here, listen to a lecture and then you eat like this. No, I do have patients, some of the time they like this in the office, very boring or very sleepy, then they have like this. I say no, okay? That is for pleasure eating, no. Not to help your body, okay? Any of the processed meat, smoked ham, bacon, nuggets, and all these things. Instant noodles, instant products will give you more in the sodium that we try to restrict. Okay, and some of the flavoring agents, like you have your soya sauce, your oyster sauce, you can still use in your cooking, no problem, but don't use too much. Okay? You can do your own chicken stock. How? Or ikan bilis stock. Natural vegetable stock, you still can use a natural product and boil the soup, okay, the stock, and then you can freeze it and use it when you do the cooking. Okay, that will give you flavoring also. Yeah, belacan is high in sodium also. Just little amount, little, okay? And what are the things that can enhance your flavor? Okay, you can have the natural spices, like natural food like ginger, chili, onions, all these things. Okay, spices, like all these seeds, coriander seeds, cumin seeds, nutmeg. And also you can use the leaf, the dry leaf or the fresh one, bay leaf, parsley. All these things actually can help you to give you flavor. You can marinate it and then you can grill or just pan fry your meat. Okay? Now, so how to look for lower sodium food? You can read from the label, salt reduced or no added salt. You can have this as a choice of lower sodium product. Okay. Now, tips number 7 is practice moderation, because some of you will have the problem in weight management. The weight is going up because of the steroid, right? Experiencing this, right? Okay. Now, so you have to watch your food portion. How much actually you're eating? How is your plate? Later we'll see your buffet intake. Everyone's scared already, dietitian is here. Cannot eat. Can, no problem. Remember the plates. Which one you take and then how is the amount you take. Okay? Now think of the portion size. When you have the ordinary nasi lemak of 150 compare versus a 4-5 ringgit one, that will give you very much different calories and fat. Okay, how will be the burger size like? Okay, now, do you all go for fast food? Still, right? Cannot. My doctor said cannot. No dietitian said, because you all didn't see dietitian before, never mind. My doctor said cannot. Yes or no? Can or not? Can once a while. Still can go for fast food. Okay. I still go for McDonald's. No problem. Still eat. Okay. Now, so if we see here, if you take 4 pieces of the nuggets versus 6, you will see the difference of calories increased by 100 already, because size really play the role. Okay. Now, if you see cheeseburger and double cheeseburger, that means you have 1 slice of cheese more, one piece of meat patty more, and a bit more sauce. Can you see the difference of the calories? 150. Okay, and increase in the fat also, double. Okay, double cheeseburger, double in fat. Okay, now the small fries and the big large one, can you see the difference? Double of the calories, nearly. Okay. The cola drinks, small one versus large one, can you see the difference? The calories, 100. And the sugar, nearly double. Okay? Now, be careful of the buffet. Later you go and enjoy buffet. Concord food actually quite nice. You still can enjoy. Okay? And you see, what are the price to pay when you have the big, large, small, instead of small fries, you go for a larger one. You see the calories different? It access 400 calories. You have to walk more. You have to walk more that day to burn out whatever you have it in you. If not, your weight will go up. Okay? Now, if you have the ordinary nasi lemak versus the enriched nasi lemak, I mean enriched, you add in what? You add in sambal, you add in your another one dish, rendang ke, right? Kerang ke, sometimes sambal kerang, or in fried egg. Okay? So can you see the difference of the calories? Okay? Now, so you have to walk almost 3 hours to burn that. You still can enjoy, but you need to burn it out. That is the rules. In and out. Okay? That is the rules of weight management principle. Okay? Now, tips number 8, the last one. Okay? Well, look into how you do your menu planning. Again, we emphasize on variety of food. We choose from a variety of the food from variety of the food groups. Okay? We emphasize on the nutrients. Okay, now this is the guideline that you can download online. It's Malaysian dietary guidelines that can accessible online. Okay, you can take this down the website. You have 14 key messages. They talk about the fat, they talk about sugar, they talk about the sodium and all that. You can have a look at it. The book, if like this, is not too thick. It's like that only, ½ inch. You can read it actually. It's quite good source of the book. You can refer, you can download online. Okay, you go to Ministry of Health website, you can go under Penerbitan Nutrition, and you can get this. Okay? Now remember your healthy eating plate just now. 1/4 is your protein, 1/4 is your cereals, grains, and half will be your vegetables and your fruits. And focus on low-fat type of cooking. You have your baked, stews, steam, grill, microwave, soup. All these are lower fat of cooking method. Roasting, stir-frying, and boiling. And do some modifications towards the recipe. How? Because dietitian said coconut milk is bad, this oil is bad, ghee is bad. How? Still can modify your recipe. Let's say you can replace the ghee with vegetable oil when you do so. Use low-fat yogurt, okay? Use natural herbs rather than commercial paste. Nowadays, you have a lot of commercial paste. Actually, they're added with a lot of the sodium. So you use your natural spice will be better. Make some efforts, spend some time. Actually, we will have healthier choices. And ensure chicken skin is removed, okay? How about nasi lemak? Have you all admitted in hospital and have nasi lemak in the hospital? Laughing already. Which hospital you admitted? Huh? Ada? Like what? Which hospital you all gone? Got nasi lemak one? Private hospital they do have. Now how they modify it? Actually they replace coconut milk with low-fat milk. Okay, they replace that. And they use pandan leaf to add in the flavor and aroma. And put in ginger also. Okay? And they bake the anchovies instead of frying, actually. They bake it. Okay? And the head will already remove because that is a source of cholesterol. Okay? That's the dark one. We adjust to it lah because you're in the hospital, okay? You're in the hospital, we're not only having we're having other patients which is like a very obese patient, but they still want to have it. So we give them something like this to pleasure them as outlook. Have a look. Taste-wise, yeah lah, definitely not so good as the original one, okay? Now, so other than this, we focus on eat a rainbow every day. That means you have different colors in your food, okay? Because why? Different colors of the food will give you food health benefits like antioxidants and phytochemicals. Okay. Now, so a variety of food. So we focus on different colors. First thing, orange color. Now, what are the food that give you orange color? Carrots, your papaya will give you, right? Orange, pumpkins. Red color you get from tomato mostly, cherry tomatoes, watermelons, onions, strawberry, all these were red color. Yellow color you get from your corn. Some of you will get from the yellow color tomato, capsicums and all this. Mango, pineapple. Green color easily you can get from fruits and vegetables like kiwi, you have your capsicums, you have pak choy, your savi and all this. Then you have purple color you get from your grapes, okay? You get from your beetroot, you get from your purple color cabbage, okay? And then white color easily to get from your cauliflower, your banana and radish and garlic and all this. And how to add in more color? Let's say you have your sandwiches, then we add in your tomato slices, red color. You have your timun, green color, okay? And let's say when you stir fry your bean sprout, so we add in carrots. Some of you will add in the kuchai to add in the colors. And you have different colors, let's say the mixed vegetables. Broccoli, green color. You have cauliflower is white color. You have your capsicums in red, yellow, and green color also. And sometimes you can do your oats. We've added in with fruits, banana, raisins, okay? And are you all very hungry now? No, right? Just had your lunch only 1 hour ago. Wow, so good one, your metabolism. I'm using energy more than you all know. Because I'm talking, you're sitting only, okay? Now, so what you can have for snacks? Prepare plain fruits. Okay, or maybe you can have some fruit smoothie and juices for your snacks, okay? You can have some like sweet corn, okay? You can boil it. You can have some boiled peas also, okay? Cherry tomatoes as a snacks, okay? And then, okay, how will we can ensure that the food that we purchase is healthy enough? So we read the food label. Now, how we should do so? Because you already went through about the fat, about the sugar, about the sodium. How? Okay, now this is a typical food label look like. First, you look at the serving size. Okay, like this product, the serving size is 4 pieces. Maybe the cookies you have just now, 4 pieces. Okay, now. Okay, they will tell you the information of serving per package. That means you have 6 serving. That means total in this packet you have 24 pieces maybe. Okay, you read like this. What you should refer is the serving size, 4 pieces. When you have 4 pieces, what happened? So you will see here, per serving and per 100 gram. Now, normally we refer to per serving. Per serving is 4 pieces. When you have 4 pieces, refer here the information. Okay? Now, so we look for carbohydrates, okay? Sugar and dietary fiber. Now what we want is, we want higher in fiber, lower in sugar. So we want higher in the fiber and lower in sugar. Okay? Normally, if you can get above 1 of the dietary fiber, we consider quite good. Some of them they don't have. If you have the slice of bread, actually they have like 4 grams. Like whole grains bread, 2 slices, you have about 4 grams. Okay? Now, then know your fats. What type of fat you're having there? Saturated fat, trans fat, polyunsaturated fat, the PUFA, and monounsaturated fat. Okay? Just now I said the saturated fat should be lesser, trans fat should be 0 minimum, and then we focus on the fat of PUFA and MUFA, and also cholesterol. Okay? And get enough of this nutrient, but normally this is not so significant actually in one product. So what we do is, we limit this sugar, we limit from the saturated fat, we limit from trans fat, cholesterol, and also the sodium here. Okay? If said like you're buying 2 products, actually same product, let's say you're buying biscuits A and biscuits B, which one you prefer? You can compare like that. Okay? Now, so these are the important 8, which for healthy diets. Now, some of you may have the problem at not having appetite and not eating enough for you during the treatment time when you have your side effects. Now, so modification actually are needed. Some of you may need to have your high calorie diets or high protein, modify in textures. Let's say you're having mouth sore, what are the things you need to do? Okay, and modification in fiber when you have constipation or diarrhea. Okay. Now, so these are some of the common side effects that you have. Do you all have this problem now? Oh, very good. That means you're eating quite healthy, you know. Your nutrition status is quite good. Okay? Some of the patients won't have the side effect even though they are on treatment because their body is strong enough. Okay? Which is quite good, but still share the information with you if you have other friends that you need to share with them. Weight loss. Now, the contributing factor actually because of loss of appetite and increased demand for energy and change the way of your body process and absorb food because of the medical condition. Okay? Now, if you have weight loss, so what we need to do, we still focus on small meal instead of 3 large meal. Drink beverages in between meal instead of with the meal. So then when you eat, you can eat a bit more. Okay? And eat the most when you feel hungry. Okay? Now, select high calorie and high protein food. Okay, this one not only apply on the cancer treatment, you can apply for other things also. If you see your friend is underweight, actually this can be applicable. Now, so what are the high calories diet, high calories food? It will focus on energy and nutrients. Okay, example. Now, where the calories come from? Just now we share about carbohydrates, protein and fat. Now, these are the source of calories for you. Now, so how we can increase the calorie intake? We add in the good fat. So we will try to add in nuts, avocado, vegetables, oils, the cream, the fatty one like cheese and all that into your diets. For example, you can add in good oil into cooking. So you can add in oil for tuna, for preparation of your fillings of the sandwiches. You can stir fry vegetables with oil, okay, not only boil it. Okay, add in oil for the noodles, like example spaghetti. So we can increase the calorie there. So if say like you ordinary steamed fish, when you see a dietitian, they want you to add in calories. So they ask you to fry the fish. Fried with breadcrumb or cooked with some wheat flour, the flour. So you can fry it. Then only we can increase the calorie. Can you see that? The calorie increase. Okay? Or fry the fish with extra sauce. As an example, avocado sauce, a good source of fat. You can see increase in the calories. Okay? In one meal, then you can increase the calorie. Okay, now other than that, we add in extra carbohydrate source to increase the calorie, like add in the starchy vegetables, beans and legumes, fruits. Example, instead of plain porridge, we add in multigrains, we add in pumpkins. Okay, you will see a difference in the calories. Can you see that? Okay, when you add in extra carbohydrate source. Then perhaps we can add in corn, okay, add in sweet potatoes, the calories will be increased. If, let's say, you're having clear soup, then we will try to have cream soup, potato cream soup, lentil soup, so the calories is increased. Plain oatmeal, we add in fruits like banana or maybe raisin. Can you see the calories will be increased? Sometimes you can add in nuts also, nuts and seeds. Okay. Now, if you're not too resist with simple carbohydrates like honey, syrup, jam, jelly, why I said not too resist? Because some of the cancer patients, they totally omit this at all. Got? Other. Don't have. Wow, this cook very good, huh? I do have a lot of cancer patients that don't take this at all, you know. Because they said this sugar will feed the cancer cell. Got heard before? Actually, there's no clinical study proven that, you know, okay? So how to increase this? Actually, we'll ask them to spread extra jam on the bread, on the crackers, or even add in honey. Okay, for let's say example oatmeal. Now, if you say like you spread the bread with extra a bit on the jam, you increase of the calories. Can you see that? And let's say it become bread pudding, we add in milk, we add in sugar, it will increase the calories. Okay? Now, other than that, we make it sweeter. If say like plain water, plain tea, actually 0 calories. So what we do is we make barley water, a bit flavor for that, cocoa water, Or maybe we ask them to have fruit juice, smoothie, so we can increase the calories here. And also we have malted drinks or like honey lemon tea to increase the calories. Now, other than calories, we need to focus on protein also for those having weight loss to increase their weight. So we need to have extra protein in the diet. Now, these are the sources of protein where you already know of. So how? Instead of plain porridge, we add in the chicken. And also if vegetarian, like example, mung bean, can you see the difference between the protein? It definitely increased already. Okay, instead of clear soup, we ask to add in the egg and also mixed bean. Okay, can you see the protein increase? And plain bread, we encourage them to spread with something like cheese or peanut butter to increase the protein. Okay, and make it become sandwich, egg sandwich or tuna sandwich. Okay. Now what else? Actually, milk is a good source of protein also. If you all don't have lactose intolerance problem, then you can go ahead with additional milk in the beverage. We can make it milk tea, or we can suggest to have milkshake. Even you can replace the milk for the water into making the hot cereal or soup. Okay? Or add powdered milk in the food preparation. Actually, you can add in to pancake, mashed potato, or puddings. Or even you have cheese. If you like to have cheese, you can add it into salad, baked potato, and pasta. These are the source of protein also. Now, if really cannot eat so much and cannot eat the food that we prepare for the patient, so perhaps they have to consider the oral supplementation in the market. There are so many brands in the market. Actually, you can consider to have that, okay, as a drink. Now, if say like you're having constipation problem, what you need to do, definitely you have to ensure your fluid intake is enough, the water, okay, at least 8 glasses a day. Now, what you can make your stool to stimulate your bowel, your stool to be softer, you can have your prune juices, especially the warm one, okay, and hot lemonade to stimulate the movement. And you can have hot drink about 1.5 hours, or maybe morning when you get up and have a hot drink, okay, to make your bowel movement started to go to the toilet. Okay, eat a large breakfast, include hot drinks and high fiber food. So after your breakfast, actually, you can go to toilet already. Okay? Not now, right? After your brunch. Then increase physical activities, because that will stimulate your bowel movement. Okay? Now, what happens if you have nausea? Now, when you have nausea, small and frequent meal is encouraged. Okay? Don't drink water together with the solid food. Okay, because we have to make sure you can eat, and then the water will make your stomach bloated. Have food which is cold or at room temperature, and choose plain food. Avoid food that is poorly tolerated, like high fat, high fiber, or high sugar food, or spicy or gas-producing food, and limit the food which is strong odor. Okay, so normally we don't encourage them to lie down after eating, because they will vomit, definitely, because the reflux will come out. Okay, now these are the food that will worsen the nausea. So that's why we discourage this during the nausea period of time. Now, what happens? You have mouth sore or mucositis. Sometimes when they have the bone marrow transplantation, they'll have this problem, or chemo. Okay, so again, we have to make sure the good oral hygiene and adequate fluid. Okay, now soft, moist, semi-solid, or blenderized food will be tolerated better. Okay, it won't hurt your mouth so much and swallow better. Okay, we encourage them to have the rinsing with the mouth with the baking soda. Have you heard of this? Got try? Or doctor give you commercial one? Commercial one. Or they will give you the artificial saliva, right, to spray on. Okay, that also is okay. Okay, so avoid the known irritants like spicy or salty food, the acidic food, very hot and cold food, very dry, coarse crisps, and rough texture food. Now, these are the food that will need to be avoided when you have the mouth sore and mucositis problem. Okay. Now, what happens if you have dry mouth? Okay, we will encourage to suck on the lemon-flavored sugar-free candies to stimulate the saliva production, or you can use your artificial saliva. Okay, eat moist food. Every food moist with like broth, like gravy sauces, so that it's easier to swallow. Okay, you can try the thick drinks like fruit nectar at room temperature or cold one to make yourself more smooth enough. Okay, and avoid salty food and alcohol food. Now, what happens if you alteration in the taste and smell? Do you all have this problem? Metallic taste, right? So first thing, we will ask them to change to plastic utensils other than using the stainless steel utensils. So we'll ask them to rinse the mouth before and after food. Okay. Now the third flavors like lemon, citrus juice, citrus fruits, vinegar, pickles food will help. Sometimes you will be surprised that you add in sugar into your food. You will taste better actually. And we try to reduce the salty bitterness or acid food flavor for you. Okay? Now these are the food that will help you to enhance your taste and smell actually. You can eat better. Okay? Now what happens if you have diarrhea? Still again, small and frequent meal. We limit the insoluble fiber, not too much of the fiber at that go because we don't want to produce too much of the stool. Okay, increase the fluid intake. And some of you will have the problem if, say, like you have diarrhea is linked to the sugar-free gums and candies which made from sorbitol. Sorbitol is a known ingredient that will link to osmotic diarrhea. So that time we'll omit that. Okay, avoid food that will aggravate the bowel. Let's say the spices, the very hot or cold food, gas-producing food, and increase consumption of high-fiber food if diarrhea very severe because we have to replenish the potassium lost through your stool. Okay, now these are the food which is high in potassium, okay, like milk product, the legumes, whole milk product, fruits, tubers. Okay, you can opt for these fruits when you're having the losses more for potassium. Let's say the durians, but 3 to 4 seeds. Not 1 or 2 biji. So what will problem if you have 1 or 2 biji? Your calorie intake will be too high already. Okay, now. Banana will be good, okay, watermelon, prunes or grapes, okay, kiwi, persimmon, pear, okay, the dates. But be careful with the grapefruits because some of you will have the medication for your CML patient. You have the grapefruit that the medication cannot be taken together with the grapefruits. You should know better already by now, right? Huh? Why look at me like very blur like that one? There are a big problem. You have to refer to your pharmacist. What are the fruits you cannot take together with your medication? One of these is grapefruits, and some of the citrus fruits. You have to know that. Refer to your pharmacist. Okay, refer to your doctor. Okay, not to say dietitian they say this one must take more when I have diarrhea. No, follow instruction from doctor. Which are the fruits you need to be omitted? Okay. Now, these are vegetables which is high in potassium, example like the cabbage, like the pepper, green bell pepper, tomato, like carrots, shallots, soya bean sprout, okay, the broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, all these things. Very, very long already, another 5 minutes more. Okay, now these are the food that we need to avoid during when you have diarrhea problem like gassy, very high fat food, rich food, alcohol, caffeine, fruit drinks, dairy product because of the lactose. Okay, some of you may have the lactose intolerance problem during that time. Now, as summary, finish. Okay, you can have your buffet lunch. Healthy eating habits are important to keep one's well-being. Okay, so nutritional strategies can help manage the treatment site-related problems. Like we emphasize on high protein and high calories diet, and have a creative intervention to reduce the eating problems. Okay, with that, I end my session. Yes, any questions? Do you have any questions for me? Dry fruits. Okay, you have to see how they commercialize dry fruits. Some of the dry fruits is coated with sugar when they do it. If a natural one just like dry like that, you can go ahead, no problem. You can do it at home also actually. You can buy a dryer and then you slice the fruits and then make it like dry and then you can have it, no problem on that. Very, very tedious, right? But it's very hard to get the commercial dry fruit which is natural enough, you know. Normally they add in a lot of things. Some of them they add in sugar, some of them they add in sodium because that is the preservative for the fruits actually. So you have to be careful.
Is it true that we're supposed to eat fruits on an empty stomach and not after meals?
You mean eat fruits when empty stomach before a meal? Yeah. Okay, for what purpose first? When you heard of this advice?
Yeah. I mean in general, that's what people say nowadays. You always eat your fruits before you eat a meal.
Actually, there's no evidence to show you eat the fruits with an empty stomach to help to absorb better. No. Nope. There's no clinical study to show that. But if you feel that you feel better before you eat a meal, you have the fruits, you feel better, you won't eat so much after that, you can go ahead, no problem. Even before or after, I have no objection. As long as the patient feel better, tolerate with it is fine. no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Nowadays, people keen on juicing, you see. So, what is the difference between juicing and eat fruits fresh? Because people say, "Oh, I do juicing every day and so on," but I still go for the traditional. But I'm quite curious to know what are the benefits of juicing, and what are the benefits of eating fresh fruit? Are they the same? Thank you.
Definitely not the same. You have some losses, you have some increase. Okay, if you do your juicing, first thing you have to see the ingredients you have it. At that moment, maybe you have 2 or 3 items. Say like example, you have vegetables and fruit, right? You have your capsicum, you have your apple, you have your cucumber, maybe blend in one. Okay, in that moment, your increase of the items that you're having. But at the same time, actually, you're reducing the fiber there. Because when you blend, actually fiber gone. Okay, now whether you want to have juicing or you want to eat the whole fruits, basically we will encourage you to eat the whole fruits or whole vegetables and all that because we can retain the fiber. But then some of them cannot have so much of the amount. So that's why they blend it. Now when you blend it, actually at that moment, some of the vitamins will be lost. But if said like you're targeting to increase the potassium, you can go ahead with the juicing. No problem on that. But if normal healthy diet, we still encourage for whole fruits or whole vegetables. Just they have one here, right?
I would like to find out, because there's rampant usage of this recycled oil, restaurants and garages. So are you aware if there is any enforcement to reduce or to completely, what we call, ban the use of this oil?
No, so very sad to say that actually our government don't have this enforcement, We can only encourage them, give them guideline during the food safety guideline, the lecture for every of the food handler, the caterer. But we don't have this enforcement on that, no. You cannot guarantee actually the oil they use is not recycled oil actually. Because one thing, when they use a deep fryer, that is recycled oil already. They pour the oil there and then they deep fry it. It depends on the restaurant, how many times actually, or how many days they will need to change the oil. It's still recycled oil. There's no guarantee or like safe to eat anywhere.
Ms. Wong?
Yes.
When we are diagnosed with cancer, you lose your weight a lot. But once you are treated, like I'm now in my partial remission, I find that the increase in weight is quite surprising. So I don't know. From 52 now I have increased to 60 within 6 months. But I'm very concerned with my food intake. I have that plan that you have, but it seems like I do walk like 1.5 kilometers a day. But I couldn't, reduce my weight. So what's the problem? As I can see, everyone is so healthy here.
So healthy.
Even like the cancer patients, right? Only except 1 or 2. So I'm with multiple myeloma. Yeah. So I'm afraid that if I gain weight too fast, it will affect my bones and all that. So thank you.
Now actually, prior to your diagnosis, where you have problems that time, you have cancer, you may not know. Because that time, when you have the cancer, your metabolic state is been changed, where you burn more calories. That's why you lost weight. Okay, when you start your treatment, actually you're targeting on the cancer cell, that you want them to behave themselves. Don't be so aggressive, right? Okay, so there's the moment that your metabolic state will change back to maybe a normal self. Okay, now what happens if now you have to really check how is your intake versus your activity level. If you say walk 1.5 hours, 1.5 km actually is not sufficient enough. Do you achieve 10,000 steps per day? That means you will need half an hour of brisk walking. Do you achieve that? Okay. Now, the calorie intake, if said like this point of view, you have to ensure that your calorie intake is not more than 1,005, 1,002 to 1,005, where you can have 3 to 4 meals a day. Okay, most of the thing will be very low in fat, definitely. Okay, and the portion size. Now, if say like you have your rice, how many scoop of rice you'll be having? 1 scoop. How about the dishes?
And vegetables.
Okay,
Yeah.
drinks?
2 cups of coffee a day, and the rest is just water.
Coffee with milk or creamer, or how is it?
Just coffee, sometimes with 1 teaspoon of sugar, but sometimes without. So, that's why I find it, maybe because of the steroids. So,
Yes.
yeah.
If you're on steroid, definitely will make your weight increase very much. Then you really have to hold in between 1,000 to 1,002 calories.
Okay.
No choice actually. And another way is to increase your activity levels. Where if say like you can't do your brisk walking because of giddiness, some of the time you can try to have your anaerobic type of exercise. That means you strengthen your muscle.
But with multiple myeloma, you might be
No, you
afraid
can
that
do
you get fracture.
No. It's very simple. Even you sit here, you can do what? You take up your leg. Like, let's say you're having the physio will teach you when you have knee pain, you take out your leg. So you strengthen your muscle here. You can do some bicep, tricep to strengthen your muscle here for arms. So you build up your muscle more, then you increase the metabolic rate in your body, So it's not like the Mr. Builder type, no. Okay, just bicep, tricep, you raise your hand and all that. You can do some flexible movement actually to help you actually. That will increase the metabolic rate. If you have more muscle in the body, it will help you. But if you have more percentage of fat, that will make your metabolism come down. So now we focus a bit on the anaerobic type of exercise.
Okay, I'd like to have.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to ask a question because we are talking about food supplement.
Okay.
So, in relationship to the food that you have spoken earlier, if you have to take supplement, would we take less or take the same thing?
Which type of food supplement? Is it like capsule?
Like capsules, like what is it, Usana, Amway, and all that. All right. There's so many others,
Yeah, there
There
are so many others
yes.
actually. Now, I don't against, let's say you like to have 1 or 2 multivitamins or that. I don't against, okay? It's fine, you can go ahead. But if let's say some of the patient is so obsessed that they have so many types of fish oil, they have vitamin C, they have vitamin E and all that, then we have to sit down and analyze with them actually, will that help them or not? Okay, some of the time, not necessary. Some of the time you may need it when, let's say you have your side effects and then your intake is too low, sometimes doctor will prescribe for you. Okay, but most of the time they encourage from the oral supplements like the milk product, drinks, and then
Vitamin C, more vitamin C, or
From
more
food.
multivitamin. So it's not necessarily.
not necessary actually, not necessary.
All right,
But
thank you.
some of them will feel good with it. It's like a placebo. It's a placebo effect. Actually, they take it, they feel good, and then they feel energetic. I say, okay, go ahead, no problem. Because sometimes it's just the psychological way they think.
Because it takes money and also it's maybe false benefit.
False
Isn't it?
benefits.
So in other words, that we could talk to our dietitian.
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you.
Right.